This is Sean with Voices Levon. I'm speaking with Brandon Graham, and you are down in New Orleans right now. Is that right?
I am. Yep, down here testing.
So, give me a little bit of background on yourself and racing. I know you were also in the military. You were a Marine. Kind of give me the road from serving the country to serving the road and the track.
Um, I don't know. I watched racing growing up as a kid. My family's big IndyCar fans. Grew up in Indianapolis and joined the Marine Corps. Loved it. Did a couple of different cool things, and then when I got out, I had to get back into racing some way, shape, or form. So I started off in IndyCar as a tire guy and have worked my way up into where I'm at now.
How did you originally even get connected to IndyCar? Like, what were the first steps in? Who were the first connects?
My uncle's actually been a mechanic in IndyCar for since I was a kid. So, back in the 95, I think was the first race he took me to. So he being a mechanic in it, when I was ready to go in, he had a spot for me.
All right. So, what are some of the teams you've been able to work with?
I worked with Schmidt Peterson Motorsports. I've worked with Alliance Racing, where I met Al. I've worked with Jay Howard, driver development, Velocity Racing development, and now I run my own team with some partners at IGY6 Motorsports.
That's great. So, here's a couple picks. This first one, if you could kind of describe the car and the little bit of the history behind it and where it's ran.
Yeah, that's a pretty sweet car. This is the first car that I had as a partner on my own team. We went with the military style green with our sponsor, Save 22, is a nonprofit organization that helps veterans, brings them to the racetrack. So because of my background and my other partners being veterans, we all decided that we needed to do a cool military kind of theme car. So that's the one we designed, and that's actually what we're running this season.
That's great. So here's another shot of you. It looks like on a different green car. Where exactly was this, and what's the background?
Yeah, I was with Alliance Racing. That was, I believe, 2 or 3 years ago. That was actually the first year that I met Als Birthday. We worked together on Alliance Racing on those cars, and we had, 6 of them, I think. So I was the crew chief and oversaw all the car operations on all 6 race cars for that season.
That's a lot of responsibility. So
It
you
is.
being able to work with Al, give me some of those kind of favorite moments, those things that stand out from that time, being able to work with him on the track.
Yeah, I mean, I love the guy. I grew up watching him. My family's all big fans. And he was always that guy that my family cheered for. So it was awesome, the first couple times to go work with him and kind of the starstruck kind of thing the first time. And then as I got to know him, realized that, he's a really awesome person. And I love the guy now. So we've done everything. I mean, he's been with me through some really hard times on racing, where I can tell you he's been mechanicking with me late into the nights, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, helping me wrench on cars, to bouncing, setup stuff off of him. And, he's been very instrumental in my growth in racing, and kind of the reason why I started my own team was, I wouldn't have been able to do it without what he's taught me. So it's been really fun.
What's some kind of words of advice or things that maybe he's kind of given you overall that that have an outlook with the industry itself? What do you think he's really kind of tried to invoke and teach on you about the whole game?
quit your bitching, kind of the big one. Um, but no, I mean, he's got a way of pushing me. He's kind of, I joke, but it's really serious. He's kind of like my father at the racetrack. He's always there when I need somebody. He'll answer the phone whenever I have questions. It's great now because we get to lean on each other a lot, passing data back and forth, and um, you know things that we're going to try on the cars and stuff like that. So for me, it's just the fact that he pushes me and is there to listen for me, and helping me kind of do my dreams and help push me on them. So, there's probably a million things of advice, but the big thing for me is just the fact that every time I'm ready to give up, and kind of go do something else, he's a phone call away and telling me to not quit on it.
So were you able to ever meet Als Sr. or Bobby?
I unfortunately did not. No.
You can go in the trailer.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Sorry, Norma, knocking on my door. No, I unfortunately did not get the honor of meeting either one of them. I heard many stories sitting at dinner with Al, but that's unfortunately the best that I got out of them.
Gotcha. All right. So what would you like to say directly to Al for his birthday? And also, how would you describe and what would you like to say about Norma?
Oh, I love Norma to death. She does everything for us. Between making sure that, as our life gets crazy and busy between me and Al and our different race teams, she kind of keeps us pulled together, making sure that we keep communicating and all of that. And she's a great person. She's really hit it off with my wife, and I'm very thankful that Al found her, because she's a really amazing person for him. And I've seen the happiness in him since meeting her has been just night and day difference. So, I love them both to death. With Al, like I said, I mean, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now without him, without his guidance and helping me push myself to it. And like I said, he's basically my father at the racetrack. I go through him, any ideas that I have or anything like that, he's there to bounce them off of and help me grow my team, plus grow myself. So I love them both.
Is there any goal you'd like to have working with him in the future? Like, is there any future goal that you see on the horizon that would be even more than what it is now?
I would love to work with him. I'd love to be back on a team with him. Since we've went our different ways on race teams in Formula 4, we've always talked about it, but it's we never seem to be able to work it out. So I don't know. I mean, I'd love to work with him again. It's just we'll see how the cards align, I guess.
Okay. All right. So what do you want to say to him for his birthday?
Happy birthday, Al. Love you, brother. Thank you for everything, and I hope you enjoy 60.
All right. Well, Brandon, just stay on the line, and I'm going to close this one out.
All right. Sounds good.